Hey guys, how's it going? And welcome to the third episode of Dive into Khanverse. Now, this one didn't go exactly as planned, so it starts off a little funny, but I think you guys will enjoy it. So, I'll see you in a minute. But where is she?
I don't know, dude.
Man.
I mean, this is not the time. She literally said okay yesterday.
Yeah, I mean, she said okay yesterday for the morning thing, and then I don't know if she realized or she got to know the timing for a workshop. And
No,
then
she
she said
told me
after
yesterday.
12:30. And then she
No,
told
she
after
told me she's
12:30.
like in the morning. I think it started at 7, I think. And so she said, yeah, but maybe that's what she said, 12:30.
You know what?
I don't know.
This is my. I can almost bet you this happened. We know her sleep schedule is not on track, right? So she must have been awake.
Host.
She must have been awake the whole night waiting for 7 so that she can actually. You won't have to get up for the workshop if you don't sleep in the first place. So she might have
Yeah,
been up, attended the workshop, been like, okay, I'll take a nap and then I'll get on the podcast. Or she might have forgotten. And
yeah, that's possible. Yeah.
she is sleeping. She's sleeping her time off as I don't even know. I'm pretty sure.
What to do, man?
What if it's like something serious? I hope it's not. I'm guessing
I
it's not.
hope so.
Yeah.
It's never serious. Never serious, man.
Let's record a segment where Safaa hasn't turned up. It's something serious as shit. Yeah, for those who have no idea what's happening, I was supposed to have two guests, obviously, as I normally do, Abhay and the very fantastic and got her shit together, Safaa. And we planned for a 12:30, no? No, wait, what was the
Yeah.
timing?
So, 1:30, 1:30, 1:45.
I mean, like the original one. Something in the
Acha, that
morning.
was
10, I think.
10, 10,
10 or
yeah,
11.
yeah, 10.
Yeah, so we originally decided somewhere between 10 and 11. And she said, okay. And then a few hours afterwards, she texted saying that she's busy until 12:30, which Abhay is now saying she had a workshop, college, something. And we
Yeah.
rescheduled to 1:30 or 1:45. And there is no sign of her. We texted her in the group. We texted her personally, and she's not responded. We texted her sister. She's not responding. Her phone is switched off.
She's ghosted us completely.
So hard, man. It is 2:16 and there is no sign of Safaa. Still, the thing is, I
Let's
don't.
try calling her.
Can't try calling her again. I think I'll just call it. Won't ring. It can't ring.
It's just calling.
It won't ring. Nice. So what did we plan to discuss without her? What can we discuss without her?
Yeah, she has to give her क्या कहते हैं विशेष टिप्पणी ना everywhere.
विशेष टिप्पणी. Wow.
Yes.
Weren't you French student?
Yeah, I was, but I don't know. I learned enough to
विशेष टिप्पणी. Can you FaceTime her or video call her?
Yeah, I think I can. Right?
Yeah. Try that. Getting her on Zoom call would have.
Why is it saying? It's saying call it. Okay, now it's ringing.
I don't think she.
What is wrong with you? What is wrong with you? What?
Oh man.
Abhay,
Hello. Look who's here.
Sorry, I forgot and I slept.
No, how can you forget?
I told you she forgot. She either forgot or she didn't want to turn up only.
Why couldn't you wake me up earlier?
Abhay, chilla mat.
Wow.
Wait. So she's blaming us for not waking up earlier. Oh my god.
We texted you in the group. We called you on WhatsApp. Your internet wasn't working. Then I called you on your mobile. Your mobile was switched. Why was your mobile switched off?
It was just switched off. Like it ran out of charge, so I put it on charge and I went to sleep.
Nice.
What? You're laughing too
So
much.
it's fine.
Why?
It's fine. We'll see.
We were scared, Safaa. Okay.
Yeah.
We
For
knew
a second.
in our literally in our hearts we knew you were sleeping, but in our
But
brains, little bit we thought that what if it's serious?
not hearts. We knew you were sleeping. Oh man.
No, I was in pain.
Let's take a break. We'll see you guys in a minute.
Yeah.
And we're back, and now we also have Safaa with us. Hi, Safaa.
Morning.
Good morning. How are you doing?
I'm doing amazing.
Amazing. Slept well? Nice. Acha, chalo. Let's just act as if the last hour and a half didn't happen and just casually continue the conversation. So yeah, any one of you can start with this. How are you guys handling quarantine? What are you guys up to?
Go ahead, Safaa.
Nice.
I'm handling quarantine amazingly.
Amazingly.
Yeah, amazingly.
No,
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 just
dikha
kidding.
hai,
I'm handling it amazingly. I have no idea what I do 24 hours. Sometimes I'm sleeping, sometimes I'm not sleeping, and I'm kind of very like all
What?
over the place.
Acha.
But then now I'm coming back into place because I have started to work on my routine and everything.
Nice. No, I don't think you know, but then about an hour ago, we were dissing your routine.
It's okay, we're getting back into routine
Yeah,
now. I
we're
woke up
getting
at
back.
5 a.m. today.
Anyway, Abhay, what are you up to? How's things?
Me, I'm not up to much, but as I mentioned before, I wake up at 5, sleep at 10:30, 11. Um, I've started the Spanish course. I go for a jog every evening. I do a little bit of neat, like very little, huh? Then what else? I just spend some time with my family. We play chess, cards,
Oh, nice.
and yeah, and then otherwise it's just Netflix.
Yeah.
And
Bit the
and
same.
talking to this girl also. Mm,
I just blocked you.
yeah.
Never calling you again.
what's the good thing about this whole podcast thing? I can ask the same questions over and over and again, but then the answer I'll receive is almost every time different because it's new people. So I kind of don't get tired of it. That's a good thing. But then I don't get to speak about myself because that's already out of the way.
It's okay, Ahmed. You can talk about yourself. We'll listen again.
He's so concerned. That is also something I've been getting a lot, saying that you don't speak enough on your own podcast.
Had.
Mm.
Okay.
I kind of don't get it. The whole point of this thing is so that other people can hear you guys or whoever is the guest speaking. Why would I speak on my own podcast?
No, the
But you're
podcast is about how you have a conversation with these other two people. It does not mean only the other two people talk. You also
Obviously,
have
I also
contribute.
speak. I contribute to the conversation, but they're like, no, you need to speak more than them in the sense that you need to take charge of the whole thing. Now think about this. When people are having conversations, do you always decide, okay, today in our conversation, Ahmed will take charge and he will drive the whole conversation? No, you guys just speak, and whoever wants to speak at whatever time speaks. And I like how I've used this episode to clarify every doubt anyone has had, because before you came, I was explaining Abhay about people commenting on the videos and personally texting me about what they think is right or wrong about the whole podcast. I mean, I
Yeah.
appreciate personal messages, but then what's wrong with just saying it in the comments?
This is totally mean, Ahmed.
No, it's fine. Criticism in the comments always helps because maybe someone wants to add to it. Somebody thinks differently. It's you get to listen to what people have to say in the comments. It's
No,
interesting.
I'll DM.
So in quarantine, another thing I was discussing with Abhay is workouts. And
I started yesterday.
you started.
Yeah.
Or what did your workout consist of?
Whatever Chloe Ting was doing, man, this girl knows something she keeps doing. And it's so hard to keep up with her. She's just like running, and then she gives like 5 seconds of break in between, and that 5 seconds is like the time I'm actually working out because it takes me so much time to figure out what she's doing and how to do it.
No, I don't know. I'm not gonna diss on Chloe Ting or anything like that. But then one thing I don't understand is I didn't know about her recently because of mostly like the girls I know are saying that I'm doing this person's workout. So I looked up that who is she, what does she do. Uh, the day you told me about it that I'm going to be doing Chloe Ting workout. So I looked it up, and when you search for someone's name, their most popular videos show up first on their
Yeah.
channel. So I did that, and I realized that all her popular videos are videos in which she says, like the title is "Get something something like abs or whatever in 30 days, 2 weeks, 5-minute workouts, 10-minute
Yeah,
workouts."
her most popular thing is her 2 week shred challenge, and everyone does it, and everyone actually ends up getting results. This is mind blowing
No,
to me.
one thing I don't understand is one of her more popular videos has 176 million views on it. Music videos get those those numbers, and her workouts will say how to get lower abs in 2 weeks. So you're telling me if I'm extremely overweight, I will do those 2-week workouts, and out of my whole body, my lower ab region will look perfect.
No, Emma, that's not that. It's because usually the lower belly ka jo fat is,
Then
it's
there's
very hard
love
to get.
handles also. I get all that. But then
Yeah.
it's weird to see that all of her famous workouts are the one where you get the quickest results.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Matlab, you
obviously,
just
we
want to
want
do
it
it.
quick.
You just want to do it, get done with it, and khalas.
So
Yeah.
that's the thing, no. Nowadays, people have less patience. They want to finish things. That's it, fatafat, They don't want to
Exactly.
prolong stuff, So okay, this is working, chalo, let's do this. It's like that now.
Yeah,
So
it's sad. Everyone wants quick results, and why does nobody take into consideration? You also have to consistently keep a routine up to
yeah,
maintain a body once you
Mm.
know get to it. The tough part isn't being healthy or fit.
Going, yeah,
It's remaining healthy.
She had these for yesterday, like she has like this whole program, and each day she'll tell you with like day one you have to do these 2 episodes of her, and these 3 episodes and everything. So I did the first 2 episodes. One was that video of hers was titled "Do this every day to lose weight," and then she's just like jumping and she's doing these like plank jacks and everything. And I swear it takes me so much time to figure out where my leg has to go. Like,
So let's
but
hope
then,
you figure it out eventually.
yeah, but then the good thing about her is that for beginners, she has like this low impact version of that
That's right.
exercise. She's like, if you're
Hmm.
new to this, try this at first, and eventually you can get
Mm.
to this. Yeah.
Okay, interesting. Abhay, what about you? Have you been working out
Uh,
regularly?
yeah, a little bit. I think the past month I have been, and it's alternate days. So, push-ups, squats,
Hmm.
crunches, and in the morning I do yoga with my mom.
Oh, that's great.
So, yeah, and then in the evening, after the workout, I go for a jog.
That's great. Yeah. So what are you? What's your goal? Just remain healthy,
My goal:
or do you have like a
remain
certain?
healthy and lose weight. Lose
Yeah.
weight. Become leaner.
Abhay, you have to come
Why
Huh?
do you have to? No, she's saying you have to get abs. That's important.
I'm gonna
See,
get
first
abs.
lose weight,
I'm
okay?
telling you.
Okay,
2 weeks is gonna take me to lose all this fat. 2 weeks I do it
I'll do one
again.
more
I'm
podcast,
getting
Ahmed.
abs.
We'll
I'm telling
see.
you.
2 weeks later, 2 weeks later, I'll make an episode, and the episode's title will be "Catching Up with Safa," and we'll see where
नहीं,
she has.
कल
Well,
ना मैंने बिरयानी खाया तो it didn't work. No, I'm actually in the process of becoming a pure vegetarian.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because the other day it's actually because of two reasons. First is that the thing is that I love animals, yeah, and
Hmm.
the fact that I eat non-veg, it's because they kill animals. You're eating a dead animal, they've literally slaughtered it and you're eating that, even though it's tasty and whatever. And then I feel bad when they do something to dogs or cats or elephants or something, it really hurts me. So it's like,
Hmm.
I'm not being fair over here, I'm eating something that people have killed.
Oh.
And on the other hand, I feel bad if there's another animal getting, you know, slaughtered or killed or
Okay. So
something.
so you
So
have this
that way yeah,
mental. You're put in this mental
I
dilemma
feel
that.
it's,
Yeah. Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. Makes sense.
And
Makes
then the
sense.
other thing is the other day I was watching this show movie kind of thing on a documentary on Netflix. It's called Game Changers. I don't know if you watched it. So over there they say how people talk about meat as having protein content and you should eat a lot of meat and stuff, but the plant-based protein is actually more healthy and it has less fat in it compared to the protein which you get from meat. So they've done like scientific research and stuff like that. So that's another reason, I thought about it as well. So yeah.
Good for you. That's good. So we all have our workouts and certain kind of diets.
Yeah.
It's fine, really, as long as you're not judging anyone else for what they're eating or doing.
he's talking to you, Abhay.
I mean, just be healthy, yeah.
Uh,
That's really it. Kanye West just going for president. What?
Man, I'll be honest, okay? I don't think we should take this crap serious. It's I don't know. I feel like it's something to promote his album which is coming out. Okay, that's what I feel. Because see, he's already late. For so many states, he hasn't even filled the paperwork. That's what they say, and it's too late. I mean, of course, I don't think anyone is clear about his where he stands on the political spectrum. I don't think anyone knows that. He's just a rapper. He's not mature kind of field of work. You know what I mean?
Look,
I don't think he's fit to be president.
yeah, I haven't listened to much of his music, but I'm familiar with his music, and I like
Hmm.
respect whatever he
Yeah,
does. Apparently, I don't know for sure about this, but he has changed the music industry. He's also said to be the most influential artist and stuff like that. I don't know about that. I haven't heard much of his music, but good for him. Running for president. Where
yeah.
did
That's
that come
that's a
from?
little too much.
And you know
Yeah,
what's scary?
that's a little too much.
I don't know if people there might be serious about this or they just think about it as a meme. They'll vote for him. What
Yeah,
scares me,
that's
That's
kind
I
of
mean,
what
scary.
scares me is the fact that he might actually win, and I won't be surprised.
yeah, but I'm sure the U.S. citizens they have brains. I
Do
mean, of
they?
course, this is
Do
I
they?
honestly
it's
don't think
it's
they
a
have
big
anything at this
question.
point. They're the stupidest people on this.
Oh
It's a
man.
big doubt, but I I don't know. I mean, look, the funny thing is they don't even have a good candidate this year. Trump is just in his own world. Joe Biden I'm telling you, just watch his campaign. Okay, it's like he's like a dead person.
Oh,
He has no energy in
I
him.
have.
Okay, they have Joe Biden, you have Trump, and then there's Kanye West from where? I mean, how? Who? They don't have anyone to choose. Literally,
What is
so just don't
happening?
vote only. Vote.
Oh man. Oh,
Come on.
acha. From there now, actually going to what I was going to discuss earlier. Board results are coming out. I got the message when Safa told that she needs some time to get ready and stuff. While we were off the call, I got a message in a friend group sending the post saying that for 12th grade, board results come out on the 11th of July, and for 10th graders, it's on 13th. And right after that, I looked it up, and it was straight up fake.
Oh, thank God.
Yeah. But wait, one thing I don't get. What is going to happen if the result comes 4 days earlier?
We just
Man, some
we
more
just
time
wanted to be as far as.
Yeah.
Leave that. I was
Some
really
more
scared
time
when I started reading the document. I thought it was going to say something like we'll, the exams will be held in August or something.
Yeah.
I would rather get my result on 11th than give the exam.
Yeah.
So that's
Unless like I end up failing or something, I'm not writing exams again.
and that's another thing everyone's really concerned about, worrying about their board results.
Yeah,
And
obviously it is worry
no,
time.
no,
See,
because
people's futures depend on this, yeah. Like, I mean, where they apply for college and stuff, it actually
that I
depends on
do.
the board
Yeah,
results. I
that
mean,
obviously for everyone it does. But I think some people are really, it's really affecting them in like to a very scary extent, that people are just going insane over the fact that board results are coming. We can't do anything about it. Safa is just done. She doesn't want the result, and that's it.
See, I'm not that concerned about my results anymore because like I'm already starting college, so I don't care. Okay, they don't even ask me for my marks. But I know as soon as the date comes, there's gonna be 100 calls asking कितना आया
yeah, that's
कितना
the
आया मेरा इतना आया तेरा इतना आया. I will give each and every one of them. Okay? Each and every one of them.
Saying it publicly, I will commit murder. Oh man.
Make
I
sure
don't know,
this
that's
doesn't reach any of them, huh?
I don't know if it's a good move.
Safa, just apologize right now.
No. It's like that's the most stressful thing to me.
Yeah, I
Everyone's
agree.
saying,
I agree.
The thing
I
is,
don't want to hear it. I do not want to hear it. That's it. I'll go
has this ever happened with you guys? Because it happened with me. It happens with me very regularly. Every now and then, I'm just chilling. I'm just sitting down, and it just hits me that we're just stuck. And it mostly happens that when I'm scrolling through the pictures in my phone, and I looking back at people who I've met and stuff, and I just think, yeah, I used to go out, I used to meet people, and school was a thing where I used to wake up every morning and used to go to a place where you probably didn't like anyone, and you expected to meet the 2 or 3 people you loved meeting every day. Every day there was some
school is
new
something
drama.
I think about.
You know, I mean, many people won't agree with me, okay, but as much as I don't like school, I actually look forward to going to school, you know, especially after summer holidays. I used to be like, you know, I'm kind of sick of this. I want to go back to school as soon as possible. I used to be happy, but then, you know, once you get back to school, you're like, oh, okay, I want to go back home. So
Yeah,
I was like, you know, that mixed kind of
that's
mood.
there.
Yeah.
But then genuinely missing going out and meeting people is something that really hits me sometimes.
I miss tuitions a lot. A
Oh
lot.
yeah.
They're like these
I
songs I remember I used to listen on the way to tuition in the van. Okay, and
Exactly. And
whenever
now listen to them now.
I
Oh
listen
my
to them,
god.
I just go like, oh, I used to sit in the van and
The other day,
it
dude, Safa, I was just yesterday or day before yesterday, I think I was listening to that song from Drive, Makhna. And I
oh yeah,
remember,
I remember
you
listening to
played
it.
that song in the van. It just hit me, and I was just in this mood for a solid 10 minutes, thinking that was a good day. Those were good days as a whole. So yeah, so from there I wanna transition into Safa just said ki we have to. I just said that we have to stop recording. We have to get done with this in the next hour because then I'll get busy and Abhay will get busy. And Abhay will get busy because he has to go for his walk. And what did you call him, Safa?
Uncle.
Now look, we've discussed this when you were not here also. We'll discuss this again when you're here. Why? Why is he
No,
uncle?
Why?
not just because he goes and walks. He has a very uncle personality, like रात के 10 बजे सो
Like,
जाता है.
Huh, so what is
see,
uncle in
see.
that? What is
पूरा
uncle?
दिन he won't talk to me. So I'll give up on my dinner and everything. I'm like, you know what? Okay, I'll talk to Abhay. Like 10 o'clock हो गए सोने जाना है.
No, I don't get this. First of all, is he like obliged to talk to you for the whole day?
Yeah, I do so much. I give up on my dinner to talk to him.
Why do
He
you give
can
up on
never
you
give
do
up
your
on
dinner?
his.
No, no. Yeah, exactly. No, suffer. When do you eat? Tell me. You know what she told me? She's like, no, I eat in the morning. I eat nicely in the morning. Then I don't feel like eating. Then I sleep off. And then my mom comes and wakes me up and she feeds me. This is what she says.
Both are crazy. That's what I've
Oh,
decided.
man.
Both of you are insane. So yeah, and from this topic, I'd wanna transition into the little something you were talking about, productivity. And
Yeah,
so yeah,
so
again, I'll say what happened. People won't know. So we were discussing in the group what we wanted to talk about, and you came up with the fact that you had an opposing perspective about the fact that I said that you can come out of quarantine either better off or worse, because you wanted to say that we should use this quarantine to take a break and rest.
no, what I wanted to say was everyone is going through the quarantine in very different ways, Like we're very fortunate to have to be able to be productive and use this to do other stuff. But many people don't kind of have that, Like everything happening in the world, it really affects people. Like at a point it did affect me, and for a week all I did was sleep. So not everyone wants to get better or uh, anything. They just want to take a break and relax, because going through a pandemic, and with job नहीं क्या कहते हैं उसको cost cutting and everyone going through the quarantine very differently, and a lot of people are under stress because of all of this. So you can't really emphasize can only get better, only get worse, and they're just like, I'm trying to exist over that. So
Yeah.
that's not really how it affects.
So what I mean by getting better is quite literally adapting to what you're going through right now. If you do that,
Oh.
yeah. And even though I was speaking
What
mostly in
I
our
took it
case,
as, yeah.
what I'm seeing in our case as kids, us kids who just got done with exams, half of which we didn't write, but then yeah, is that normally none of us have experienced a pandemic before, obviously, right? This is something very new to us, and I do understand that we all need our time to adjust to it. Yeah, but don't you think it would be slightly better if we tried to use this time we have?
Yeah, no, that is nice, but emphasizing it on everyone is kind of harsh, I
No,
feel.
no, not
We're very
everyone. Nah.
privileged that we get to do that,
I'm
we
talking
get
about
to indulge
us.
in other activities we never did.
I'm talking about
Us
us.
See,
as in,
Us as
he's
in
talking about students because this
yeah,
us.
time actually benefits the students more than anyone else. You know, um, just if you think about it, we've never had time like this ever in our lives. Not even
yeah,
summer holidays. We have something or the other to do, holiday homework or something. But now, of course, it's not compulsory to do something and get better,
Exactly.
but it's the perfect time to do that. You won't get this time in the future. So that's the reason people keep talking about this. Like anything. It's not about learning a new language or learning something else. basic things at home that you've never done before, help out, uh, learn how to cook, experience new things. That's what, that's what I'm trying to say, that, you can improve yourselves that way, not by
Exactly.
taking a course or something, but,
Improve
just trying to keep everyone positive and,
also meaning
positive. Yeah.
that improvement for each one of us is different.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For me, improvement might be from going from have starting a healthy, like a better or healthier diet, or maybe working out twice a day, or taking up a new skill, anything. It's very different for all of us. But just the fact that you have you have been complaining all this time when we had school that maybe I have this hobby, maybe I have this passion, but I don't have the time to take
Hmm.
up
Yeah.
on. And then now when
Correct.
you have all the time in the world, you're thinking,
And
no,
you
I
don't
think
actually.
I don't want to do
Hmm.
this. And and you also said how this constant pressure of having to learn new things. Don't. It's
Yeah, no, when you emphasize, you can either get better or you can either get worse. That kind of like puts you in a position ki, you're not using this time carefully and everything. And yeah, most of us don't use this time carefully, but there are a lot of us who can't afford to use that time that way. They don't want to get better. They don't want to get worse. They just want to, you know, just relax,
for
because there's
them
a
it's
lot going
fine.
on. It's not, yeah.
For them it's fine, but for
But
Yeah,
people
that's what I felt.
yeah.
Because
who
as soon
call
as
out,
quarantine started, there were all these stories about,
that's that.
yeah,
It
and
was a
that was just very
productivity
negative.
content.
Like,
No, but then again, people will do things, and if they want to show it, maybe it helps them encourage themselves. Maybe they're just very proud of it or whatever. It's really at the end of the day up to you how you take it. Now, I could see someone learning how to cook, and I could either think, you know what, this is all drama. She or he just posts for no reason at all. I don't care.
mm,
Or I could take it in a way ki, oh, look at this person learning something new. Maybe I should too, because at least it looks like this person is using their time to learn something. I might as well. So you can either be inspired from it, or you can get triggered and think ki,
Hmm.
no, everyone who's using this time to do something is matlab, overdoing
no,
it
And
no,
and
all,
over
in
like,
the
dramaticizing things.
yeah.
I myself have got inspired. Like all these people who are cooking on like cooking and posting on the stories on Instagram and everything. That actually makes me get up and go to the kitchen and try something new and everything. That's not that. I feel like that, but there has been like this thing. You have to get better. You have to take up a new hobby and you have to learn it and everything. That's what I don't like about that.
No,
Statement.
there is no have to, but there is it's like a have to only for those who complain when they didn't have the time
Yeah,
and now aren't using it. That's just stupid.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
That's stupid. That are.
So when I
Yeah.
said you can get better off us, and that in when I was talking about that, I was talking about us as kids who have a ton of time and didn't earlier. So I'm talking
Hmm.
about many of them. Obviously, this doesn't apply to who are actually preparing for something. Many of us are preparing for NEET or some other kind of competitive exams, and that's a whole different story. But for those of us who were complaining before and now are still complaining, thinking ki, oh no, this is like this is like that. So
Yeah.
it's fine really. I can not do anything and be cool about it. I and I think that's what the problem is. We have
Mm.
gotten so used to, I don't know if glorifying is the right word, glorifying this lazy attitude and procrastinating everything. It's not like anybody's going to look down upon you, and it shouldn't be like that. If someone procrastinates, it's their own personal problem. Who am I to judge? Maybe they have their own issue, but don't going around like, oh my god, it's such a such a mood or such a vibe. I procrastinate all the time. I'm so
I feel like
lazy.
it's not glorifying, it's more of normalizing through meme culture.
Yeah, and then I think it crosses a
Yeah.
line at some point. It goes from normalizing it to some people wanting. It's like what we used to do during school days, thinking saying ki, oh, I only slept for 3 hours yesterday. Oh, I slept for 2 hours. That kind of thing.
Yeah.
You're showing off the fact that you're living a
You
much
slept less.
unhealthier
Yeah.
lifestyle.
Yeah.
What are you so proud of?
Yeah. Mm,
Get your shit
yeah.
together. That's my point.
Mm,
So that's the thing. Some people are gonna be like, "Oh my god, I procrastinate so much," and then you start thinking. If you start thinking it's okay because it's necessary, then that's a whole different thing. Because it's the situations you're put in that's making it
Yeah.
happen. But sometimes people do it for no reason at all and think it's okay
Yeah,
because
that's not.
it's a meme, because
yeah.
everyone does it and it's fine. That's a whole different story. That's just you not
Yeah.
allowing yourself to be productive. That's what I feel.
Correct.
I think that was a whole. That was just what I wanted to say throughout. That's why I wanted to include this whole
Yeah.
thing about Safaa, the whole productivity argument, because that's what I wanted to
Mm,
say. And
yeah.
also, before anyone comes at me for this, I am also lazy sometimes. I am also very, I also procrastinate many times. Some people texted me about the TikTok one I did, saying, calling me out,
Mm.
saying ki, no, I don't want to discuss the whole thing because I don't think that'll be suitable for, yeah, keeping this podcast PG-13. But yeah, I got a tad bit of not even constructive criticism, just shit for doing the TikTok thing. So that's why I feel like at this point, since I've said so much already, I need to call that. Also, for those who said I need to speak more, are you happy? I didn't let both of them speak. This whole conversation was me with me. Oh man, you can cross that off the list now. Whew. Yeah, so and I think we were talking about this earlier also. The whole discussion about how audiences are changing these days, because how this came up was Safa discussing her favorite movies in the old times being the iconic ones. Which one? Kuch Kuch? No, not Kuch Kuch Hota Hai. Which one were you saying? Kabhi Khushi Kabhi Gum, wasn't it? And how much you love that movie. And I'm telling you, if what is happening to Abhay? Abhay,
Abhay,
can
please
you?
don't voice your opinions on this movie. You will get hate. Shut up.
See,
No.
let me just
Okay, yeah. Abhay, just
explain what I feel.
speak
Okay.
your heart out on this. Just go for it.
See, I understand that a lot of girls or even guys, they love the movie. Maybe they have like sort of connection towards it. But me, I watched it long back, okay, but I forgot about it obviously, and I watched it a couple of months back again. And when I watched it, I felt like crying because I was just confused. How did this movie get so much love? Have you seen Shah Rukh Khan's acting in it? He's like, it's crap. You know, when Varun Dhawan overacts lesser than Shah Rukh Khan. Okay, I'm not
Ooh,
lying.
big
Like, dude, who cries?
claims.
See, look, I
My
have no
God.
problem with Shah Rukh Khan. I'm not lying, but I actually like Shah Rukh Khan. Okay, but only for a few movies. But these
Hmm.
old movies, yeah, I mean, the movies that actually made him what he is right now, I personally don't feel like his
But
acting was
you know what?
mind blowing.
Not in just support of like Shah Rukh Khan, but I think all actors of that time in general, wasn't that the whole? I think that was
See,
just the
yeah, that's the
Over
vibe.
problem.
dramatic
Yeah,
kind of
That's the
act.
problem.
that was just the
Exactly.
vibe of not just the
Hmm,
people, but that time itself. Everything used to be over
Yeah.
exactly.
dramatic, like wearing a
That's the
sari
problem.
in the hills, on the mountains, on snowy mountains, something like
Correct,
that.
correct.
That was just the vibe. People loved
Hmm.
watching over dramatic.
DDLJ. I don't know why it's so popular. That's like one movie I don't understand why. I don't understand the hype behind it, okay?
And
Like,
it's literally still runs on theaters somewhere in
yeah,
India right
exactly.
now.
That was the vibe back then, Abhay.
Yeah,
होता था.
I know. But then,
Get over it.
okay, see, that was the vibe back then. Why are you still continuing with that vibe?
No,
I
You're
love
living in
it.
2020.
I live for it.
you know what? Not even that. I wanna talk about this from a different perspective. It's that there was that whole vibe, and then there's the current time. In the middle,
Hmm.
I think from you could say from 2005, not even 5, 2008 to 2008, 15, let's say, people just love shit movies. And why do they love it? Because their favorite actor is in it.
Exactly.
People were
Yeah.
watching movies only for
सलमान खान भाई की मूवी आ गई.
not just bhai,
Yeah.
even dude, jab Harry met Sejal.
Exactly.
Okay,
Nobody loved that movie. Everyone hated it.
yeah, but I'm just talking about how people can. There was a whole time where everyone believed as long as you have a good star cast, the script can be anything. Every other component of the movie can be anything as long as you have either one of the Khans or actually, yeah, just one of the Khans. That would be enough.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
That's the thing, Salman Khan, yeah, if you look at it, he actually doesn't care what movies he does. He has the worst movies, okay? You look at Dabang and stuff, it literally makes no sense.
no,
The thing is,
it's not about the hate for him.
but
I don't hate him for it. He knows.
no, but yeah,
He knows he will make
he knows
anything.
that,
And since
yeah,
it's
that's the
him,
thing.
some of his movies are really good. Like I'm not gonna lie,
Some of them, yeah.
some of them are really. I remember
Bajrangi Bhai.
I cried during
Yeah,
Bajrangi Bhaijaan in the theater.
Same,
So
even I
bad,
cried.
I
Yeah.
cried.
It was
I was
really
like, why bacha came home?
his acting was amazing. And then there was after that movie, it was a good movie, great story. His acting was amazing, and tried. He realized that it worked, and he tried to do the same with Tube Light.
Yeah, that kind of backfired.
And and when he realized he didn't work, he instantly jumped back, and he knows that he can keep making bad movies, and we will keep watching bad movies.
Yeah.
And that
Yeah,
just
that's true.
comes
But
all the way back to how much power we hold as an audience. We it's it's so annoying. I can't find words for it because I do this too, and I never realize it. We all do it, but we don't realize it. We all complain ki I don't want to get very deeply into this, but then there's this whole nepotism debate going on, right? And it's really sad that Sushant Singh Rajput has to pass away for this conversation to like actually come back to life.
Yeah.
But sometimes star kids actually go ahead to be really good actors. Alia Bhatt,
exactly.
when you watched her in Student
See,
of the Year,
yeah,
did you ever think she would make something like Highway or Razi?
exactly. Or even Urta Punjab, that
Even Urta Punjab,
amazing. Yeah.
Exactly. So
The thing is,
yeah,
nepotism, yeah, it exists in all fields of work, not only
yeah,
Bollywood or
true,
Hollywood or anything, it
100%.
exists everywhere. But what ultimately matters is if you manage to stick around, if you survive over there, that's what matters. There's so many people, okay, iska beta, whatever, but if they don't have the ability to act or do whatever, they won't be able. No one, the audience doesn't accept them. So that's what matters. They need to improve themselves and they need to prove it to the audience that they're worth it. Then they'll accept them. See, Alia Bhatt, yeah, I agree that she's getting a lot of hate because of what was going on, but she has proved herself. That's what I feel. Her
Uh-huh.
acting has really been outstanding. So you can't really question that part.
She was she was being known as the stupidest person to live on this planet because she got
exactly.
the prime minister's name, or
President.
president or prime
Yeah.
minister,
President. Yeah.
president's name wrong. But she bounced back from not only a very
Exactly.
horrible performance in Student of the Year, but she went ahead with it. And that's we can very well we talk so much shit about all celebrities and star kids when we as an audience can just watch good movies. We can just
Mhm.
watch,
That plays a major role.
and that doesn't mean, again, I know what I'm saying is literally the script of my brother's video. But because yeah, we went through it, and he had there were really some good points in it, and that doesn't mean that you stop watching, you watch only the top class movies, you don't go for anything else. The theater is made for us enjoying movies, and there are many movies which are average, but they do well and they're very entertaining, and that
Yeah.
works too. But things are going wrong when someone puts zero effort, like
Yeah.
zero effort into making it look like a good movie.
No, the thing is, that's what I was talking about. Like star kids and all, they come, they act. Okay, if you're good, you'll survive. If you're not good, you won't. Okay, that's been happening for a lot of time now. The problem now is that even if you don't act well, you'll get appreciation. You'll get awards. And that's not fair. And
Mm-hmm.
you know what Abhay said, nepotism is in all fields of work and everything. I I don't agree with that, because if you're a doctor's child, you still have to give NEET. You have to clear NEET to get into it. But if you're a star kid, if your parents are star, you'll get into the field easily,
Yeah.
and even
See,
if
see, see.
you
I know.
you still survive.
Listen.
And many
See, see,
actors
yeah.
use that
What
as
nepotism?
a,
See,
Shanti.
look, wait.
Okay.
and I
Let me
hate it.
Acha,
explain.
हाँ. Let
Okay,
Abhay
You
listen,
can't
explain.
see.
do that.
Yeah,
You can't use
listen.
that
Okay.
argument कि
Okay.
nepotism lawyers के पास भी है, but
Listen.
no, says
Listen.
anything.
Listen.
Okay,
Okay.
I'm listening.
Listen. Okay, see. Okay, I agree with you. Okay, that a doctor's son has to also go through some hardships to reach somewhere. Yes, but see, now if I want to go for dentistry, okay, or a doctor's son wants to go for medicine, okay, they have to clear whatever exams are there and then get in. See, there are some actors who literally they have no idea about acting. They just know that mom or dad are actors, but they need to work before they get into a film. They need to take some classes. They need to work on their dance. That's the hard work they put in to star in a movie. That's exactly what we do as students, which is clearing the NEET exam to get into medical school. After that, that's look. If you have a dad, of course, I mean your parents will always be there to support you. So it's like having a
It's not.
parent in the same profession that you're
Hmm.
pursuing. It's like a it's like an added step. They
Yeah.
push you a little more. They're there to guide you. So I mean, it's not like, yeah, okay, I'm like, this guy is okay, his son, he's going to get a job in his clinic. It's not like that, but at least there's contacts, and there's some way of
Yeah,
guiding your son through. So that way, yeah,
exactly.
it's there. Same
Yeah.
thing with lawyers or any other profession.
Yeah, so
So
basically,
yeah.
Safa, it's not about the work they put in or the work they don't. Obviously, people who don't have connections have to put more in. It's about the opportunities. When
Yeah.
you're a doctor's son, when you're a lawyer's daughter,
Yeah, that I'll
not
agree.
okay. You obviously have to do the same work as other people do to become a lawyer or a doctor, but you will have the opportunity that
Yeah.
your parent will go in their company or their wherever they work in their workplace, and they'll be like, I have a son or daughter, he just did his thing, can you look for a place where he or she can get a job?
Mm.
With others
Yeah,
it's not
that
that. When
also.
you have
And
no
like, yeah.
connections, when you have no connections, you're into it and you have no idea where to go, what to do, will people even accept you? That's a whole different thing. So nepotism is there because nepotism isn't about what happens behind, like, how do I say this, what happens
Behind
before
the
you
scenes.
get, not behind the scenes, what
Yeah.
happens before you get where you are.
Yeah.
It's about
See,
getting the
yeah.
opportunity to get where you are.
See, that's what nepotism, like, you see these news articles and stuff, they speak about nepotism very negatively, which is not true. It's not a negative thing. It's not illegal. It happens everywhere, but you need to see how you're using nepotism. Like,
Mm.
it's not like, see, in Bollywood, uh if you launch a star kid and he doesn't prove himself, or he or she doesn't prove themselves, it's you what they do is they don't allow new talent, raw talent, to come from outside. That's wrong.
So
you
that's
know
where the issue
Exactly.
comes.
that's where it's,
Exactly.
so these bandra juhu, whatever filmy kid circuit, I say they just one snap and they're in. It's like that for them. They put hard work, but yeah, they get in very easy. They don't have anything like going for this audition, or it's all taken care of.
Yeah.
But for others, people coming from other cities, they have to live in, I don't know, they go through a lot of, I don't know if you've read Manoj Bajpayee's story. He's look at the hardships he's gone through, to reach where he is, and now look, he's one of the best actors in the country. So people who don't have that support, they really have to go through that struggle, which is not fair, because some of them are really deserving and they don't get a chance. Some of them are not deserving, still,
Yeah.
they put
you,
on some sort of a
you
podium.
know what it
So I don't
exactly
think that's
is,
fair.
you know what I think it exactly is. It's never, I think, I don't know who said this in their speech or something. It was something like that. I don't know if I was watching an interview what it was, but I remember this. It's not a problem. I think Sushant Singh Rajput said this in an interview.
Yeah, I
He
was gonna
said
say that
he
he
said
only
he
said
said nepotism is not a problem. It's not something you need to get rid of. And I
Yeah.
think what's Alia Bhatt's mom also said this. Uh,
Hmm.
what's her name? Soni Rastan, I think.
Sony
She said
Razdan.
Yeah, she said, how are you going to stop
Sony Raj.
nepotism? How are you going to stop nepotism when people who, without connections, work their way into the industry? What happens when they have children and they want to get into the industry?
True.
Will you call them out for nepotism again? Nepotism will exist. And nepotism and, like, people with no connections, these things can coexist. It's just that as long as nepotism is not cutting out people who are outsiders in any field, the moment you start taking their places and don't stop giving them opportunities, that's when it's a problem. And it is a problem in Bollywood.
Mm.
So yeah, wow, that felt like such a healthy discussion.
Yeah.
Yeah. Emma started with, I want to discuss this, but I don't want to get deep into nepotism. And then he just
And
starts with all his
then,
interview.
but I think it's a good thing. We're all progressing together as an audience
Yeah.
and as people with better choices, better movies. And I think with time, we can really change how the industry is and how we look at the industry.
Yeah, that's
And I think once that
Not
happens,
only in the industry, everything is changing, it's changing for the
for the better.
like
Precisely.
everywhere in the world, There's like a kind of uncertainty at this point when I think about the future. What's gonna happen now?
You know what? In a good way. In a good way.
In a good way, exactly.
So yeah, I think that's something we can end it on a very positive note, a very hopeful note. And yeah, thank you guys so much for what? How much time have I taken? I've taken 3 hours, I think, 3 hours of your time. But yeah, thank you so much for coming here. Thank you for speaking what was on your minds about all these topics we discussed. I hope you guys had a good time though.
Yeah,
Of
it
course
was
we had.
good.
Thank you for having us. It was really fun, and yeah, I'm hoping to see more episodes in the future.
I
Yes.
can't be so formal.
Safaa can't be so formal. She'll just this. This is the first time I'm doing an outro. That's why.
One more
Had
message, yeah.
okay.
You all, yeah, you better like, share, subscribe, send it to whoever you want in your family. वरना घर आके मार दूंगा.
I'm telling you right now.
Share. But yeah,
Yeah.
thank you. Yeah, Iche. So yeah, thank you guys so much for being here, and thank you to everyone who watched. And yeah, do like, share, and subscribe as Abhay said. You wanna say your byes real quick? Bye bye.